How to record.
Mom, you're supposed to wait for me until I got home.
I tried, but you know how anxious I get when I have something to do. How was your trip to the library?
Not productive. My friends chatted the whole time.
And I bet you listened.
Well, yeah, it was an interesting conversation.
Oh, what did you talk about?
Do I have to answer that?
You just did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You just admitted that you spent the last 3 hours at the library talking about boys.
Unless I tell you, Mom, you're just assuming. You know, I really hate this time of year.
I know, but we just need to make the best of it.
I wish Dad would see it that way.
He'll come around eventually.
When? It's been 6 years and nothing has changed. He's there again, isn't he? Why do you let him do this every year?
Well, what am I supposed to do? If that's the way your father wants to handle it, then it's up to him.
We are supposed to celebrate Christmas just like other families do, with all the gifts, the trimmings, the friends and families coming over. I mean, we can't even play Christmas carols. Why do we all have to suffer with Dad? He's such a weirdo.
Young lady, that's your father you're talking about, or did you forget?
Whatever.
Oh, Rachel, it's been a long time. Come on in. Is this your daughter?
This is my daughter, Melissa. She's an active member of the Campus Crusade. She means the world to me. We just moved back to the neighborhood 2 weeks ago, and I thought we'd come and pay you a visit.
Well, you're welcome anytime. Come, have a seat. Where's your husband? Did I say something wrong? I'm sorry if I did. Samantha, can you get us something to drink, please?
Mom gets a little emotional when people ask about my dad. Mom, you have to control yourself. You don't have to make it in here.
Yes, I know.
Can I help Samantha in the kitchen?
Yes, you may. Thank you. Do you want to talk about it? You know, we've been friends since high school. I think we've lost contact with you.
You know, I get this strange feeling every Christmas. You know, Beth, Christmas used to be my favorite time of the year. After I met Melissa's dad. He was so charming, a true gentleman. He just truly swept me off my feet. And he promised to marry me the following Christmas. But that never happened. I guess promises were meant to be broken.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You know, I expected to marry David and have Melissa at Christmas. And I waited for him, and I found his letter. And I thought my heart would break into a million pieces. He wrote that he was going back to Canada to be with his wife and his children at Christmas.
And since that time, my mom's lost the meaning of Christmas. But I keep reminding her that Jesus is the reason for the season. That God, in his greatest expression of his love for us, gave us his only son as a gift for us all. But she refuses to let go.
You know, I know what it is to lose a love. This is my son, Sean. We lost him 6 years ago at Christmas in a car accident. I miss him so much. But I need to celebrate Christmas because this is the day my Lord and Savior was born.
Why must your first question be irrelevant? What am I doing on the couch? Irrelevant! What is this? That question isn't specific enough to be answered.
I'm supposed to be in that room with the door locked to keep everybody out. Instead, I'm the one that's locked out. I can't figure out what's going on. Can you tell me what's going on? And what are you doing in my house? And what's up with those crazy clothes?
Have you ever heard of a man named Ebenezer Scrooge?
Can't say that I have.
Really? You've never read The Christmas Carol or even watched the movie? They even did a remake a few years ago with Jim Carrey as Mr. Scrooge.
Never heard of it. Is this a dream or is this really happening?
I am supposed to take you into a journey into the past.
What? Why?
Why must people relive the past, Colonel? Because they forget. There can be no present without the past, and there can be no future without the present. For instance, Carol, you have been reliving this day now for 6 long years.
Where are you going, Daddy?
To the mall. I still have to get a couple of presents for Grandma and Grandpa.
Can I come? Please, Daddy? I promise you, I won't give you any trouble. Please. I wanted to see those huge drummer boys. They look so real.
It was all my fault.
The man who hit your car was drunk, Carol. But the question I would like to ask you is, what would you do if you saw that man here today?
Hey, hon. Go on. Well, after a Bible study, I'm sitting here thinking one of the friends in the hospital. I just love the friends from Dr. Phil. Oh, by the way, I was telling you to stop by the church bulletin for Sunday. Roger was taking off lunch for dinner for the wedding anniversary. Did you need me to pick up something for dinner? Oh, you did? Well, I'm all over getting cooked. How are the kids doing? Did you read the Bible today? Hey, well, I'll see you soon. Bye. Love you.
You cannot touch him even if you wanted to, Harold.
Why are you doing this to me?
That man's name was Charlie, and that night had changed his life. For you see, he became paralyzed that night, and is now a born-again Christian, and an active member of Bethany Christian Center.
That doesn't change anything.
Do you think you are the only one who lost a child on Christmas Day?
He's all your baby! Why did you kill those terrible soldiers? My husband was almost killed by trying to save our baby.
My child was only a year and a half when those men took him and brutally struck them with their sword. He did nothing wrong. My 2-year-old boy was the joy of my life. And when he was taken away, I heard his cry. I tried to stop them. They dragged him away like a worthless animal.
Why do you allow this to happen, Father God? Lord, help me to entrust in you, for you are my strength and my shield.
When they took him away from me, I almost died, but I had to be strong for my other kids. Then the prophet of Isaiah said, those who wait in the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not be weary. They will walk and not faint. That's true. The Lord will never leave us. He is just and fair. He has come to the brokenhearted and left his those who are crushed in spirit.
What brave young women they were. They didn't allow the tragedies in their lives to lose faith in God. One jealous king sought to get rid of one child who was a threat to his throne, but has slain thousands of innocent children.
I've seen enough. Wake me up from this dream.
Wait, Harold. There is one more thing I have to show you.
Isn't he beautiful? He just missed being born on Christmas Day by a few days. He's our own special gift from God. It makes me think of that Bible story about Samuel and how his mother Hannah had prayed for a son. She vowed that if God would bless her with a son, that she'd give him back to him. And she did. Such a noble thing to do, even if it might have not been easy for her. Have you thought about that, Harold?
Yes.
Would you be willing to give your son back to God, just as he had given his son to us?
Yes.
Did you really mean that? Yes.
No!
It is easier to receive from the hands of the Lord than to give. Yes, he gave his only son to be tortured and killed in your place. This is what Christmas is all about. The entrance of God into this world as flesh and blood.
Is that what this is all about? Christmas?
It is about love, Harold. About what it is and what it means. You need to learn as others do, for love isn't about holding on.
Wait, who are you?
I am the angel of the past.
Close the door.
You know I'm claustrophobic.
I said close the door. You're letting in the sound of that stupid music.
I am not... Oh, it's you, Pastor Jay. Come on in. Please have a seat.
Sister, is everything okay?
Yes.
Look at me, Sister Beverly. Is everything okay?
Well, I thought things would be different this Christmas, but it's the same old story.
Meaning your husband has gone into hibernation again? Is he really convinced that he could hide from Christmas? That God had deliberately taken his son? Sister, I think we waited a little too long for Harold to come around. I think I'm going to take a more direct approach. I'm going to talk to Brother Harold.
Maybe it's not such a good idea to go in.
I'm his pastor. What's the worst that could happen? Brother Harold, we need to talk.
Get out!
I guess you're right. Nothing has changed in 6 years. Do you ever talk about what happened?
Well, we talk about everything else but this. Besides, he only goes into this behavior at Christmas time. Otherwise, he's fine. We tolerate each other better if we just don't bring it up.
No, sister. There's hardly any way to solve a problem without communication. You act like you're the only ones that lost a loved one during Christmas.
Please don't bring it up.
Sister, I sense another problem. You still blame him for what happened.
Of course I do.
But he was hit by a drunk.
He was on his cell phone.
He was talking to you.
And Sean wasn't wearing his...
Sister Beverly, I am so sorry for bringing this up. Before I leave, I'd like to invite you to our Christmas Eve service. It would be good if you bring your family. I'll be ministering on the Nativity. There you can bring your troubles to the babe in the manger.
Mom? Why are you crying, Mom? Do we have to be like this all the time? Why can't you share your feelings with me? Look at the houses in the neighborhood. Everyone looks so happy and could hardly wait for Christmas to come. There is so much excitement, but this house seems to be mourning as if somebody had just died. I better just go hang out with my friends at the mall.
My life used to be so perfect. But why must I now suffer the loss of a loved one? I know you're a loving God. But why give me the gift of having a son, only to take him away so soon? Help me, Lord. Help me not to doubt you. Help me to move forward in your grace so that I can know your joy in my life once again. And help me to overcome my grief. I look to you as my source of strength and hope.
You look like my wife.
I am your wife.
This isn't a dream.
Harold, we can't keep going on like this. We can't run or hide from Christmas. Sooner or later, you've got to face up to this.
Didn't we already have this conversation?
I'm serious, Harold. I do not want you locking yourself up in that room again this year. It's having a negative influence on our daughter.
I feel kind of strange.
Why do you keep saying that? Are you listening to me, Harold?
Yes, dear. It's just that we already had this conversation, and I feel kind of stupid having it a second time.
Why do you keep saying that, Harold?
You watch. In just a moment, our daughter's going to walk into the room and ask me to help her with her term paper.
Dad, I need some help with my term paper.
Not right now.
But Dad, you said that a few weeks ago and this paper is due in 2 days.
I said not now. What's the matter with you?
You never have time to help with anything.
Why did you do that? You're acting strange, Harold.
I don't know. I can't explain it. Maybe it's the season. Isn't Christmas just a couple of days away? And what's that Christmas tree doing there?
What Christmas tree? There's no tree there. The tree's still out in the backyard. And Christmas is still 3 weeks away.
It's a Christmas tree, all right.
That was fun to watch.
And who might you be?
I'm the angel present.
Presently, I should be in that room having some peace and quiet.
So true. But in your solitude, you have no idea what goes on beyond the door.
I miss you so much, Sean.
She blames me for his death.
You don't know that for sure.
I can see it in her eyes.
What you see in her eyes is a reflection of your own. You blame yourself.
God, I'm so tired of this. I've tried everything. I've tried talking to Harold to get him to go to counseling, come to Bible study, to pray with me. I asked him to have faith in you so that once he will know your joy in your life once again. But nothing's changed. And I can't stand to grieve any longer. Nothing's working. It's not working, God. And I want out of this marriage.
What did she just say?
She wants out of this marriage.
Just like that? What about our vows?
Harold, you vowed to never keep any secret, support each other in the good times and the bad, and to forgive, just as God has forgiven you. Tell me, how many of the vows have you kept?
I want out of this marriage. I want out.
Mom,
Leave me alone.
why are you guys always shutting me out? I know I was only 9 years old when one child. What about me, Mom? Am I not your child too? Don't I deserve your love and your attention? Why can't you accept that Sean is gone? Why do I have to suffer for your loss?
I can't handle this right now.
Samantha, what are those pills? Put away those pills!
Can't hear you.
We're supposed to go to the mall, right?
I can't. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, I know something's wrong. Just tell me.
I can't take it anymore, Mel. I hate my life.
What are you talking about? I envy your life. You have a mom who loves you and a dad who's around.
My father has no time for me. We haven't had a conversation in years. He might as well have died in that accident.
What accident?
6 years ago, my dad and my brother were going to the mall on Christmas Day. They never made it. Ran off by a drunk, and my brother, he died.
I'm so sorry. Is that why your dad locked himself away in that room?
Yes, he hates Christmas. The gifts, the trimmings, the friends and families coming over. He thinks God is a cruel God. Do you still envy my life?
I do. What is it that you have there? Let me keep these. Why don't you come with me to my Bible study group? You can meet lots of friends there. Come on.
What would have happened if Melissa wouldn't have come over?
You know, the good Lord works in mysterious ways. Miracles happen every day, but people still wonder if there's still a God. I have to go.
Rachel, it's almost midnight. Is something wrong?
I need to talk to somebody. I think I'm going crazy. I think I heard over the news tonight that a plane taking the passengers to their loved ones exploded in midair. And I think I heard David's name. Now I know I heard David Cooper. I know that he was coming after 15 years to fulfill his promise to me. And now,
Oh, maybe it was just another man with the same name.
no, I know.
Do you need help? Can I call somebody for you?
Oh, I've seen enough shrinks to last me a lifetime, and they never help.
My mother told me that if you've gone as far as you could go and you can't go any farther, it's time to pray.
Prayed? Bev, I haven't prayed in over 10 years. I doubt if God even remembers who I am.
Well, of course he does. You know, God's arms are wide open, waiting for you to welcome him into your heart. You should come with me to Bible study tomorrow night. We're studying the book of John. There's a verse in there that says something about how great God's love is. It's John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. You should also go to our Christmas Eve service. It's sure to be a wonderful experience for you. You know, we all need God in our lives right now. We can't solve our problems on our own. We need to get into Jesus.
Well, I guess we can try to attend. But, you know, I was thinking about that little dilemma you have with your husband. Maybe if you'd stop bringing food into him, maybe he'd come out of it.
Well, you know, I tried that last year. He went on a 7-day supernatural fast, and then another 7 days in the hospital with stomach cramp. By the way, when did this conversation become about me?
I'm sorry, but you know, it's always easier to talk about somebody else's problems instead of your own, right? Well, I gotta get going. Thanks for being there for me.
Before I forget, I want to invite you and Melissa over for lunch on Christmas Day.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Come on in. The door's open.
so sorry for bothering you. You see, my mom's been acting weird lately. I keep telling her to stop taking those anxiety pills, and I tell her to read her Bible. When will she ever listen?
In God's time, she will.
Come on, Mom. It's already late. I still have to do my evening devotion. Good night, Mrs. Bethany.
See you later.
Harold, Keith,
What do you want?
just come out a second. Kind of hard to do business through a door. Looking good, Harold. But I wonder why you keep locking yourself away in that room when you got the whole house to yourself.
What do you mean? Where's Beverly? And Samantha?
Have you stopped taking your medication, Harold?
Meds? I'm not on any meds. Ah! I'm old!
Where are your pills?
I'm not taking any pills.
I really can't keep going over this with you, Harold. It's a little frustrating.
What do you mean?
Your wife left you 15 years ago. She's married and she has 2 kids. She lives in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia? And Samantha, tell me.
She committed suicide 17 years ago.
She did it.
You knew she was going to kill herself?
I can't explain it in a way that you would understand, but you must be the angel of future things.
No, Harold. I'm just your lawyer.
Lawyer? Why do I need a lawyer?
Well, the foreclosure on your house is now complete, and we need to sign a few documents.
What? I'm selling my house?
No, Harold. Your house is being repossessed. Since quitting your job, you haven't been able to make mortgage payments. I mean, haven't we been through this already? If you want me to come back another time, I will.
No, I'm just trying to make sense of all of this.
Now you want to do that.
Why do you say that?
Why didn't you try to make sense of it when you had a perfect family? Instead of putting yourself away in that room because of what you lost, and then you just end up losing what you already had.
Maybe I just wasn't strong like everybody else.
Well, that's why we need each other. You know, we weren't created for isolation.
Now you don't sound like a lawyer, you sound like a shrink. Did my wife put you up to this?
All right. That's it. I'm out of here.
I'm not falling for this, you hear me?
Call me when you're in your right mind.
Tell me who put you up to this.
Just take your hands off me.
Not
Harold.
until you tell me.
You are losing your mind.
Get out! I don't need you. I don't need anybody. This is really a dream. Why did I wake up on the couch like usual? Where are you, angel of future things? I know you're out there someplace.
Your arrogance is calling, Harold.
What do you get for showing me all of this?
I stand to gain nothing, old man.
Then leave me alone. Go away.
Merry Christmas, Harold. How have you been?
It's Christmas.
Oh, yes. A season to be merry.
Great. Now, why don't you just leave me alone?
Harold, why have you turned your back on God?
I haven't turned my back on God. I was in church 2 weeks ago.
Harold, you haven't been to church in 18 years. I know things have been a little rough, but turning away from a loving God never solved anything.
Loving God. Ha! He took my son, and then he took my wife and my daughter. There's nothing loving about a God who gives and then just takes away.
Harold, can you give what he gave you? You have an opportunity to recommit yourself.
Not interested.
Please think about it.
I did already. Now, will you please just leave me alone?
Tomorrow evening is our Christmas Eve service. I really want you to be there. I'll be praying for you.
Have you forgotten that on Christmas
Today we celebrate the most precious gift of God to mankind. Jesus has given you many gifts, though, if only you open your heart to it.
Christmas is all about gifts. The gifts that God desires to give each one of us are blessings from heaven. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of heavenly lights.
God is love, and his greatest gift to us is love. For God so loved the world, he gave us his only Son, and whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have an everlasting life.
God gave us the gift of his word. The Bible is his written word. His words are pure and life-giving.
God gave us only begotten Son, not to condemn the world, but through his life, this fallen world would be saved.
Jesus, who is God in the flesh, came to the world to seek and save the lost. Glory be to him, for without the shedding of blood, there would be no remission of sin.
Through Jesus Christ, we receive God's gift of redeeming grace. For by grace we have been saved by faith and not of ourselves. It is a gift from God, not of works, lest anyone would boast.
God offers us his gift, the forgiveness of sins, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, but are justified by his grace through the redemption that is in Jesus Christ. The gift of being saved means the gift of freedom. Jesus set us free from the bonds of sin, guilt, and ignorance.
The gift of being saved means the gift of being nurtured and encouraged by the Father. For we have received the Spirit of adoption as sons, by which we cry out, Abba, Father.
The gift of being saved means the gift of protection and eternal life in heaven. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life in Jesus Christ.
The gift of being saved is the gift of a healing soul. For Christ bore our sins on his body so that we may die to sin and live in righteousness.
The gift of being saved means the gift of joy-filled living. Jesus said that our joy will be complete as we live with him in the heavenly realm.
What can you give to our most precious Lord? For you come here empty-handed. All you have is what God has already given you. Your talents, your praise, your service, and willingness to obey. These you should offer to our Lord.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine,
empty hands, but all you have is what God has given you. Your gifts, your talents, your praises, your service, and your willingness to obey. Give yourself back to the Lord, Harold.
What a wonderful feeling. And all these gifts. Help me!
Not this time, Harold. I just hope and pray that you stop living in darkness. Give yourself back to Jesus. He is the light of the world.
What happened? Is that you, Sean?
It's me, Daddy.
I brought him to say goodbye.
What do you mean?
Sean has been waiting for you, Harold, and for his mother and sister. He was heartbroken when Samantha took her own life. But he is even more heartbroken now to know that you've decided not to be where he is.
I want to be with him.
You lost your faith in me, Harold. Only those who believe can be saved. You should have never taken your eyes off me. Come, Sean. You have to go.
No, Sean, don't go. No!
Why can't you find me in your heart, Harold?
Wait, answer me one question. Why do you give us children and then just take them away so soon after that?
I didn't take anything from you, Harold. I blessed your life with a wonderful son.
No! This can't be happening! This can't be happening!
Every choice you make in life, Harold, has a significance on the outcome of the future. Remember that.
For to us a child is born, and to us a son is given. And he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Prince of Peace. We live in a world in which time is measured in terms of past, in terms of present, and in terms of future. Christmas takes on many different meanings for different people, but Jesus Christ was sent to save the world of its sins. Tonight, Jesus is waiting for you to accept him. Release whatever you are clinging to, and the babe is in the manger waiting for you. He has found you even before you found him. He invites us to come to him that we might have life and life abundantly. He said, I am standing at the door and knocking. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in. Come to the manger and find Jesus.
Abba, Father, I come to you in my brokenness, and I ask that you fully restore me. Lord, I give my life and surrender to you tonight, for I now know that only your love can make my life whole again. Precious Lord and Savior, forgive me my sins. Help me to remove those things in my life that are displeasing to you and do not bring you honor. Help me to replace them with things that only glorify your name. Oh, precious Lord and Savior, draw me near to you. Draw me near to you. Let your Holy Spirit rain down and live in my heart forever. Please
allow my life to be an example of your love and forgiveness. To my husband, my children, and my family. From this moment on, Lord, you will reign sovereign in my life. And forevermore, I will worship and glorify your name.
Father, thank you for a second chance. Thank you for not turning your back on me, even when I turned my back and walked away from you. Lord, forgive me, for I failed you, Lord God, as a man, Lord, and as a father and as a husband, Lord. Forgive me for my transgressions. Forgive me for all the sins. Please come into my heart. Take all of the things, Lord, that aren't godly. Take all of the feelings of hatred. Take all of the hurt. Take all of the bitterness. Lord, I lay them at your feet and ask that you'll heal them of me. Father, forgive me. Come in and be Lord of my life. Restore my family. Restore my relationship with my wife and with my daughter and with all of those around me. Help me to live life, Lord, as you want it lived. And with your help, God, I'll do my best to live it for you. Amen.
Dear Jesus, your love is so overwhelming. I know that your birth is the greatest expression of the Father's love. He made you flesh so that you would suffer a death that we rightfully deserve. How selfish of me to think that I lost everything when my son died. And now I know that he is with you, Lord, and that he's in your everlasting arms of love, and that you would love him more than the love of God. Fill me with your love, Lord, so that I can love with all my heart, especially love the family that you blessed me with. And help me to accept the unlovable side of those around me, so that I can share your precious love with them too. Don't let me dwell on the past, but help me to move forward as I look toward my bright future in you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, everyone! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!